Hello and welcome to the Broad Street Hockey Podcast. I am your host, Ryan Gilbert. Joining me, as always, is my co-host, Joe DeMarini. Joe, how we doing here on this Monday afternoon?
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Nice and cool outside, sunny day. We've got some Flyers hockey to talk about. They did some stuff right before the show today, which is great. Unfortunately, I don't think Jets' odds for the Calder this year are going to be too good. What do you think, Gilbs?
No, I'm checking out our good friends at FanDuel. Thanks, FanDuel, for sponsoring the show. They do not have odds up for Jett Luchanko for Calder anymore. At least they shouldn't. No, they still do. 300-1. So if somehow the Flyers call him back up after his season and he has like 10 goals in every game, maybe he can win the Calder there.
Yep.
But Matthew Schaefer is now the favorite for the Calder Trophy after the Flyers beat him up. They hit him at every chance they could there on Saturday afternoon. We will get into that. We'll get into the Senators game. We'll get into Trevor Zegras, Owen Tippett, everything going on here. But top of the show, make sure you guys subscribe to the Broad Street Hockey Podcast feed on Apple Podcast. Leave us a 5-star rating and review on Apple. I haven't gotten one of those this season yet. Would love to have some love there and read those at the end of the show. Share them there, and also join us in the chat. Get us going in the chat. Super chats will be read right away. Chats will show here and there, and bring them in to incorporate them to the conversation. Of course, on YouTube, we're going live there. Ideally Monday or Tuesday, probably around 3 or 4, as long as the Flyers schedule works out for that. So subscribe on YouTube to Broad Street Hockey. Ring that bell so you know when we go live. And give us a like, thumbs up on the video, and comment. Let us know what you're thinking about what we're all talking about. And as the title of the podcast says, Luchanko is on a jet back to Guelph. Jett Luchanko on Monday morning. The Flyers made the decision to send him back to the OHL. And I think I'm a little bit more heated about it than I thought I would be. Joe, what is your first take?
Would you say he's been jettisoned from the team?
Yeah, he has been jettisoned. Yes.
Yeah. Why didn't they do this sooner? I don't know, man. Like, I get it. He wasn't exactly earning a top 9 role. And there were so far have been no injuries to the forward group that like he could step in and replace one of the centers. Like, funny enough, the Flyers are actually pretty deep at center right now because they've got Coots, first of all, Noah Cates. And then they've got this hybrid thing with Dvorak and Zegras, and either one of them Dvorak theoretically could just move to 4C, Zegras to quote unquote 3C, but and then they've got Obels in the wing. Like, there's surprisingly pretty good depth on the Flyers center right now, and I don't know. It is what it is. I wish they'd done it sooner, but better late than never.
Yeah, it's just like they had a month here of nothing. He got into 4 games, played like 8 minutes, 9 minutes per game on the fourth line. Maybe got one shift or a few shifts with like a skilled forward that's not Grebenkin or Hathaway. And Briere talked about it, told the media after practice on Monday. Very simple. We want him to play high minutes. We've liked what we've seen. He could have stayed here. He showed that he can play, but we want more than that for him in the long run. We felt at this point it was time for him to start playing high minutes. And then they went into, he also talked about the possibility of the AHL, because they've been complaining like, oh, if it was next year, he'd be in the AHL. Like, yeah, we looked into that, but it was another week of him sitting around, not allowed to play him. And after that, you're only allowed 2 weeks, and you've got to keep him on your NHL roster. That complicates things. So I understand what they're saying, and thinking about it, what I think they should have done is had him on the roster to start the season, scratch him the first 5 games, let him go to the AHL, play 2 weeks there. Let him play top 6 minutes in the AHL against men. You don't care as much about your record in the AHL, so you can, let him out there, let him make those mistakes. And if he has a good 2 weeks, keep him on the team. If the Flyers have an injury, if they had an injury, but or just send him back to Guelph after that 2 weeks, because it seems like the Flyers just wanted to have their hands on Jett Luchanko. They didn't want to let
Yeah.
Jett Luchanko go out and play. They wanted to keep him in the backyard with their own home rink where they can watch him. They can have him working on things that they want, which I guess they're putting a lot of confidence in their in-house training and their culture and stuff. But it's got to be weird for him and for like the rest of the roster, knowing that he's on the team and around the team, but he's kind of like just like an intern, kind of like like you're not full-time part of the roster. I want to help you out, but I want to help out my own game. Like it's weird, and I just worry that if Jett Luchanko doesn't become a top 6 center, which he probably won't, he'll probably be a good 3C, maybe an okay 2C. This is them opening up the possibility for criticism. It's like, oh, well, if Luchanko turns out to be another Scott Laughton type, like, what you ruined his potential by having him around an NHL team and not letting him play. Like, I just there were so many other paths to go about it, and they chose possibly the worst.
Well, it is important to remember he's not even 20 yet. He just turned 19, so he's pretty early in the development curve. And it's been talked about, he is kind of like the inverse of what you would expect from a juniors player. He has all the details right, but the offense isn't there. Usually it's the other way around. The juniors players are really good at the offense part, but don't know how to play the rest of the game. It's hard to project him then, because then you're like, well, maybe he can develop the offense, and then he is like he could be a top 6 center. But yeah, why dawdle? Why dawdle?
Yeah, I guess maybe they wanted to keep him around in case there was an injury, in case the Dvorak Zegras thing wasn't working, but it is working. Both of those guys had great games on Saturday. I'm sure that helped the decision to send Jett back down. But I mean, I guess the closest comparison the Flyers have is Sean Couturier. They kept him on the team in 2011 when he was 19. That was a competitive team. But his first 4 or 5 years in the league didn't crack 40 points. And then suddenly he turns 25. He wants that offensive opportunity, and he gets it and gets 31 goals, 76 points. I just wonder, by the time Jett Luchanko is 24, 25, hopefully the Flyers don't have a spot where it's like, oh, Luchanko wants to be more offensive. Hopefully they have their 1C and their 2C, whether it's Nesbitt, whether it's whoever it is, go out in free agency. And Luchanko is stuck in that 3C role where he can't go above it. And it's just like I said, like Scott Laughton. Scott Laughton was a first round pick. He was written off, went to the AHL. Ron Hextall didn't like him, carved out, a game as a bottom 6 player, and a great locker room guy. Love Scott Laughton coming back to Philadelphia, hopefully, if he's healthy enough this weekend. But like, from a first round pick that you passed up Zeev Buium for, who's having a great season, you passed up on these other guys for, it's tough. It's really tough they're hitching their wagon to like, okay, we can really make sure this guy develops. But I don't know. I don't know. And I like Jett Luchanko. I think he's going to be a good middle 6 center. It's just, what are you doing? Why are you toying around with him like this?
I don't know, man. I mean, with Couturier, it was like all of the underlying statistics were there that he was going to score, and then he just started to, right? Like, the data said this guy should be scoring more.
Sean Couturier was always good. Sean Couturier was always the Flyers Twitter argument of, oh, if Couturier is so good, why does he only get 30 points a season? It's like, well, that's the opportunity that he has. So yeah, that was a thing there.
So then I'm not rushing on Jett Luchanko until we have like a decent data set to point to and be like, this is what he can do. 8 career NHL games does not a data set make.
No.
So, maybe he joins the team at the end of the year. He pops off with Guelph, with Team Canada. and then Guelph loses early in the playoffs, and he gets a couple more games with the Flyers. He's at 4, so they could have him for 5 more,
5 more,
and
yeah.
not during the year. So,
Yeah.
We'll see, I guess.
Yeah, and the Guelph Storm are not a great OHL team. They're not the London Knights. They're not these teams that, develop and churn out NHL talent left and right, but they're better this year. And I feel
Yeah.
like even if they were the worst team in the league, which they were close to last year, like send them down there anyway and send them down there earlier to let him play these big minutes. Like it's like Briere said, it's not helping him to sit, but I guess did it help him to be around the team in practice? Maybe like practice, get fourth line reps here and there. It's just a lot of unknowns and a lot of things that you can look at it and say like, oh, you should have done this in that Kraken game. You're up by 3.
Mm.
Give him a few shifts with between Tippett and Konechny. Put him up there for Couturier for a shift.
See
or
what
two. Like,
happens.
yeah, they just gave him no opportunity whatsoever. Didn't give him one game, let alone a period, like with top level talent. And that's good because that means your top 9 is playing well, but it's bad for Luchanko and for what he's doing right now. I don't think this is going to ruin him in any sort of way, but it's another one of those things where we were excited about this, and once again, just nothing out of it.
It wasn't ideal for development. A lot of coaching decisions have not been ideal for development. It's funny that Torts seems like the more development friendly coach in retrospect. No, it is what it is. Who can say if being around the team helped? Like that's one of those intangible things that we don't know, we don't understand. So, yeah. Oh well.
That's what the whole rebuild's about. It's like, oh, it's our culture, it's our training, it's what we have in the room. Players want to play here now, but who knows how much it helps a 19-year-old who knows. I'm sure they gave him some warning, but like at any day now could be my last day up here. Then I have to go back to Guelph. They stripped the C off me in Guelph. I have to go back to this team where there's new players, there's veterans that probably wish they were in the NHL and couldn't be. Could be some resentment. Like it's just a whole weird thing around Luchanko. And
the way you said it, like, oh, it was something we were excited for, and then it isn't that exciting. I've kind of felt that way about a lot of parts of this season. I've had this like malaise about so much of the Flyers this year, and I'm just like, I'm waiting for another shoe to drop or something. Like there's just something off about the whole thing.
We're waiting for things to happen, and it's funny you bring that up because Money Puck has their chart of teams. Top left is bad, top right is fun, bottom right is good, and bottom left is boring. And the Flyers are smack dab right under boring. They have the lowest expected goals against per game, and they have one of the lowest expected goals for per game at 5-on-5 or per 60, I should say. Like but they're winning. They're winning. They're getting goaltending. Special teams is coming up for them. So you can't complain. Like if they were, I don't even know what the record is right now, but if they were opposite, like 4-3-1, 9 points in 8 games. Like that's perfectly mediocre there. And they haven't looked out of any games. Their biggest loss was against Winnipeg 5-2, but that was a back and forth game, kind of both chances each way. And then other 3 losses were 1-goal games. And like they're a good team right now. We're seeing some exciting plays out of Zegras.
Oh, baby.
Michkov is starting to get there a little bit. He had a secondary assist on one of the goals. Konechny is off to a slow start. Owen Tippett, though, has been great. And Luchanko is just like lost in the middle of it. And like I said last week, like we're just talking about him way too much. Like we shouldn't be talking about Jett Luchanko as much as we are. And I hope now that he goes back to the OHL, he can get that offensive game going. He can get that shot going. And then he'll go to World Juniors with Canada and have a good tournament.
Hopefully, here's hoping.
Yeah.
All right, let's take off from the Jett discussion and talk some games. There was a really good game and then a really just blah game.
Yeah, well, let's go chronologically and continue the blah conversation with the 2-1 loss in Ottawa. They score 29 seconds in. Konechny finds Forster off the bench. Forster comes in rips
What a
one past
shot.
past Linus Allmark. Just Forster, another guy we're like, oh, he could have a slow start because of the injury. He's always
Nope.
had slow starts, but no, he's coming in. He is having a fantastic start there, but that's all the Flyers can get against Ottawa. Dan Vladar keeps them very much in the game. 31 saves on 33 shots. Senators scored Michael Amadio from Claude Giroux on the assist.
Of
And then
course.
second period, 3 minutes, 5 seconds in, the last goal of the game winning goal by old friend Ule Lixell there. So good to see Ule getting some burn there in Ottawa. But yeah, the Flyers, I mean, they had, I feel like, a bunch of power plays too. What was their power play in that game? Because they just couldn't get anything going against Ottawa.
Okay. Power plays. Can we talk about the officiating for the past couple games? Like, I don't understand what the refs are doing this season. They are all over the place. Couturier had that soft, oh, that was a hook or something. Like, I think Sanheim got a penalty in that game too, where he just like gently tapped a guy. He went down and then got called for it.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. And then the Islanders game was just a clown show of missed calls all over the place.
It really was. Yeah, that Senators game.
If they'd lost that Islanders game, I think Philadelphia would have burned down.
You would have burned down Philadelphia with the hated Islanders coming to town.
Oh my god.
Flyers 0 for 3 against the Sens on the power play. Senators 0 for 5. Just not a lot of 5-on-5 play there between them. But yeah, a good goalie battle with Allmark and Dan Vladar getting. That was Vladar's third straight start, right? And then Ersson started on Saturday. So yeah, not really many takeaways from that Senators game. The one thing was, like, they have all this zone time with the goalie pulled late in the game and don't shoot the puck. Like, I understand you don't just want to throw the puck on net and whatnot, but you can't go for the perfect look. Get the puck in front. Maybe it bounces in. That's the one thing that really annoyed me, and I feel like a lot of people at the end of the game.
Well, they weren't in the Xbox, so nobody was there to scream shoot at them. So
true,
they forgot.
so
they just forgot. They forgot that they have to do that because there were no fans there to remind them.
Understandable. They're understandable completely. But they were back in the Xbox there on Saturday afternoon, bright and early start, 12:30.
Love that.
I was back up on Long Island watching this game on the couch where I watched the Flyers Islanders playoff series. So I had some flashbacks to that during it. But Flyers, I feel like, were the better team for the majority of the game against the Islanders. Yeah. Islanders, had these chances. Flyers had these great chances going to power play, and the Islanders come down and score because just typical Flyers, because of course they do. But yeah, Flyers battle back from the 2-0 deficit. You get Christian Dvorak from Zegras from Dvorak, and then a Zegras on the power play to tie it up on a scramble in front. Yeah, it's just a fun game against the Islanders, which is not something you expect. You expect a low-scoring overtime game. We got overtime. We got a shootout, but it was a fun game. It was a fun physical game with 2 fights.
There were 2 fights. That's right. No, I loved. I mean, that Zegras goal on the power play, that dirty one. Those are the kind of garbage goals that he really should be stepping up to score. That's not usually what he does, right? He's always taking like snipes or trying to set up a pass, and I love that he just like went into the net and was trying to ram home a rebound or dropped puck or whatever the hell.
Yeah.
Whatever the hell put the puck right in front of Sorokin. Christian Dvorak, man, I know everyone's bored with him. I know you just think he's blah, and he is blah, but he's a fine, accomplice. He's a fine compliment to Zegras and maybe Michkov.
Yeah, he's a guy that'll do his job at center or wing, whatever position you want to say he's playing. But he's playing center. He's playing center, and Zegras is playing wing. And yeah, that power.
They share the responsibility. Like they alternate. It cracks me up when people see the lines written out and they're just in a fury that why is Zegras on the wing? Why is Dvorak at the center position? We need Zegras as a center. I'm like, have you been watching them play? Because they're kind of like fluid in the zone and stuff. Yeah. So it's just you can't write them. There's no way to write hybrid position on a lineup. Like, that's just watch a game, you nerds.
Talking to just line up Michkov at center and like Zegras and Dvorak both on the wing, just to get everyone all in a frenzy there. But
that's a gritty chaos corner special right there.
Yeah, but the second power play unit, which might become the first power play unit pretty soon with the Cates line plus Zegras and Cam York on that unit now. I think we started with Sanheim on that unit, but since York's come back, it's been York quarterback in that one. Zegras has been on the ice for 4 of the Flyers' power play goals this season at 5-on-5. The rest of that second unit 3, and then the top unit just 1 goal. So like it has been that second unit generating more chances. I don't like when they dump it in on the power play, but normally they get it. Normally that trio goes in, wins the battles, moves the puck around, and gets good looks.
It works. You shouldn't be dumping the puck on a power play, but we know that the what are we calling it now? The TFB or TCB?
You can call it whatever you want. No, we don't have an official name for taking care of business is my
taking care of business.
My name for it, yeah.
We already know they're good on the forecheck. They're probably going to be good on it on the power play because there's less guys on the other team that they have to get the puck back from. Yeah. So I don't mind it. And then having Zegras there as like a distributor, kind of being able to size everything up. I love it.
Yeah. Zegras adding some much needed skill with those 3, just, grind it out, get the puck guys.
Yeah. And with Forrester's shot, I know we talk about this every week. I cannot wait for them to break up that line and put Forrester with Zegras and Michkov. That is, by the end of the year, I need that. I need that to happen.
I think I'm over asking for that line to break up. Let's enjoy it while we have it, because eventually there'll be an injury or they'll have a few bad games in a row and they'll switch things up. Like they didn't have a great game against Ottawa. No one had a great game against Ottawa, but like. And then the Zegras line was good against the Islanders. But I do want to bring up some power play stats here, according to a natural stat trick. 5-on-4 power play. I'm not including 4-on-3 or 5-on-3. So Cam York in his 837 on the power play has helped generate 10 scoring chances for the Flyers and 5 high danger. Meanwhile, Sean Couturier has been on the ice for 16 minutes, so just a little bit less than double. He only has 11 scoring chances and also 5 high danger chances. Like that just shows Michkov 14 chances, 2 of which are high danger. Like that second unit is just completely going to work. And I think Tocchet started them after the commercial break when they scored that one in the third period.
Deservedly so. I mean, you got to go back to what works.
Mm-hmm.
I am so stoked for Forrester. I feel like this is going to be this could be the year that he breaks out. I'm excited. Yep. You think he gets 30, right?
I think he gets 30. 3 goals, 3 assists in 8 games. So he's on pace for 30. A lot of guys. He's on pace for 30. Cates is on pace for 30. Zegras and Couturier are point per game so far. Like everyone except Konechny and Michkov, the guys we expected, are having great starts.
How crazy would it be if this team sneaks into the playoffs just as Michkov and Konechny are heating up and the depth is still actually doing what it's doing now? That's actually a good team.
And they get Martone. Ristolainen could be fully healthy by then. He's expected back in 4 to 6 weeks or so. Like this is they figured out the three lines they need, and that fourth line's good too. And Drysdale Drysdale and Sealer has been an amazing pairing. I think their expected goal share is in like the 60s.
It's unbelievable.
I think I saw JMac wrote that up for Broad Street Hockey over the weekend. So read and subscribe there. Check that out on the website.
Jamie Drysdale, he makes some glaring mistakes, but sometimes he makes these just outstanding plays that you're like, oh wow. I like there are some plays against the boards, I think against the Islanders, that I was just like, damn, Jamie, can you just do that all the time? Like he just protects the puck, he gets it out. Like, dude, just do this all the time. You clearly are capable of doing so. And Tyson Forrester has like his puck skill popped more than I expected. He was against the boards with some Islanders players coming at him. The puck had it was kind of like a puck battle or whatever, and he's just like using his reach to scoop the puck back in. It gets knocked off his stick. He scoops it back up again. I was like, Typho, baby. Yeah. Like, this is awesome. He is feeling it. Owen Tippett for Rocket Richard. Sam Erison looked fucking back against the Islanders, man. I know everybody's like, "Oh, Sammy, can't you come up with the one big save, one save, Sam?" And then by the end of the game, it's like, "Oh, they would have lost this like 6-2 if he wasn't on top of it."
Sam Ersson had that one big save multiple times in that game, including in overtime when they should have called a penalty, but he stopped it on the 2-on-1. Another 2-on-1 save earlier in the game as well. I think it was in the third period when it was tied or they were down by 1. So Sam
Speaking of
Ersson
the too many men penalty that they didn't call.
Yes, that in overtime, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because it was right by the bench. Yeah, that was like you said, the officiating has been very questionable all season long, but especially so against the Islanders there. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yes. And then that goes to the shootout. Bobby Brink leads it off with which I was confused about why he went.
Does.
And he's been good. He can either shoot, he can make a move. Sorokin stops him, but then you have Zegras go. He's automatic. Michkov does pretty much the same shot, and then Sam Ersson only beaten on that one insane move by Simon Holmstrom. I think he did the same move last year, late in the season. But otherwise Ersson was great. Ersson was great in that game. Numbers don't look good because the Flyers, only allowed how many shots? 26 shots, so 85 save percentage for the game. But like you said, easily would have been 5-6-2 without him.
I'd like to start a petition that those shootout goals should count towards the player's total because that gives Zegras the hat trick for that game.
Yeah,
and that he'll have to settle for just 3 points instead. What's his shootout percentage up to? It's like 65% or something now.
It's something insane.
It is just a bonkers stat.
63%. Yep.
63%. If this keeps up, he might just be one of the best shootout players in league history.
I think he's already one of them there. Highest career shootout NHL. Let's see. Because I know Kuznetsov is up there with his crazy move. Petteri Numelin for the Wild went 8 for 10 in his career. So 80% is going to be hard to get to. But then it's Zegras, 14 for 22. Panarin is 27 for 46, 58%. Jason Robertson's up there. Ken Johnson. But Zegras is by far the best active player right now in the shootout, and didn't even use connecting in the shootout. Didn't even use Couturier, who has a good move. Like, this team can shoot out its way to the playoffs. They went 6-3 last year, I think, past regulation, and play for the tie. Get those loser points. You've been fine in overtime. The only loss in overtime was in Carolina when they had to come back on the ice after they thought they won it.
Yeah.
And then they won both shootouts so far. So you don't want to be boring in the third period, but winning is winning. And that's what Tocchet's here for. Tocchet is not here to develop players, because as much as we want to say, oh, this is a family, he's a part of the Flyers family, he's going to get fired if he doesn't win. He needs to win games, and that's what he's coaching for, and that's what they're doing in the shootout.
And that's why Michkov isn't getting a ton of ice time, because he has been stinky. Which, again, it's fine, people. He's going to have a long NHL career. It's just a down stretch, okay? I already saw people on Twitter and Blue Sky I guess 60-point player is his ceiling, or well, I guess he's just a guy. And it's bro, for real? Are you serious right now?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
It's those same people that are hating on Christian Dvorak or hating on Michkov, and Dvorak is one of his wingers there. So.
Oh yeah, the reason Michkov is bad is because Dvorak is dragging him down. I'm like, nah, it's because Michkov is not playing well. But whatever.
That Dvorak goal though, the first goal of the game, where it was Michkov to Zegras, and Zegras great saucer pass.
Oh,
Dvorak going to the net, goes to his backhand. That was gorgeous there. That was just
kiss.
A thing of beauty from Trevor Zegras.
Yeah, but more of that, please, Trev.
Yeah,
oh, by the way, his nickname apparently is Ziggy, which is
Ziggy.
Very fun to me.
I like it. Ziggy.
Yeah, it's a good nickname. Ziggy Stardust.
Yeah, I mentioned there that I was watching the game up on Long Island, so I was subjected to the MSG broadcast, and I just have I have a bevy of complaints. First of all, Jim Jackson, Brian Boucher, we are just so blessed. We should be so grateful to have them. We're so blessed to have them. But the Islanders broadcast just constantly complaining about Garnett Hathaway. You had Thomas Hickey is their Brian Boucher guy. He was complaining. He's like, oh, Hathaway doing these things. He makes me want to get down there so I can take care of him, because like Hathaway was giving Schaefer these little hits here and there. He's like, oh, Hathaway's a veteran. He knows how to get away with that type of stuff behind the whistle, behind the refs. And they have Cal Clutterbuck like as one of their studio guys, and like they had him going on during play. It was like, oh yeah, I wish I was back out there too. So complained about Hathaway. They brought up how Matthew Schaefer wears 48 because his brother wore 48 for Danny Briere. And then they were like, they asked Briere about it at some point. Briere was like, yeah, we didn't really talk to Schaefer that much. And they were like, and the broadcast was like, oh yeah, the Flyers had the 12th pick, so they had no chance of getting Schaefer. No, the 12th pick they traded up for. Like, at least get your facts right. Like, they weren't going to get him at 6 either, but get your facts right there.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine if he fell to 6? That'd be crazy.
Yeah. This is something that happens on multiple broadcasts. They pronounce Tyson Forster is 2 syllables. Forster. It's not Forrester. It's not a Forrester. It's not someone who forests. It's Forster. Yeah. That was quite annoying as well, because he was all over the place on Saturday there. And then they brought up how, like, oh, if you get goals early against this team, you already see these fans turning on them. They're already booing. The fans are booing because there's "Let's Go Islanders" chant. They're not booing the team. They're booing the fans. It's a rowdy environment in the stadium. They were like, oh, the Philly fans are already booing their own team. It's like, no. Like, get some sort of sense.
And the refs. They were booing the refs too.
Yes.
They were booing the refs because, let's be honest, that was just a garbagely called game.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And it's not consistent. That's the problem. Like, players want consistency. If you're going to call something a hook, you got to call it all the other times. But alas.
Yeah,
anyway,
and
sorry.
Shout out
Islanders rant.
No, that was it. But shout out Hathaway bloodying up Mayfield, going after him again, and then the second who was the second fight? It was it Gulbenkian again? Gulbenkian and some McLean guy. Like Gulbenkian is Gulbenkian's staying up here. Good for him too. Good for him too for carving out his role there on the fourth line.
He's been fun. I am such a Gulbenkian fan. Man, I don't know. Maybe I should get a Grebby jersey. I think that'd be fun.
I don't know. They probably don't even make them yet. I finally saw they have Bobby Brink jerseys in the in the store at the arena. So finally have
extra small.
They should be there. They're not up on the wall. They're not on the wall of jerseys, but it's on like a rack. It's him and Hathaway. So maybe if he keeps scoring, he'll get up on the rack on the wall.
That'd be fun. Oh, I just had a thought about the Hathaway fight. He bloodied the guy. I just have TK running in my head. Look at your face. Look at you.
Oh, that was so, yeah. We didn't even talk enough about that last one. That was fantastic stuff there.
But that's two fights now in the past week that the Flyers have bloodied a guy, which is very funny to me.
Yeah.
And look, Garnet Hathaway dropping the gloves like that, all the more reason to keep Nick Delorier out of the lineup. You don't need him to do that because Hathaway can, and so can Sealer. He hasn't fought lately, but he can. The only downside is that Hathaway and Sealer are 2 of your better penalty killers. So if they're in the box for
the
fighting major, and if they get like an instigator or something on top of that, then it's a real problem. But Grebby got an instigator against
against the Kraken. It was because he was But I thought there should have been an instigator on. I think it was Mayfield for that Mayfield fight because like Hathaway hit somebody and then Mayfield went at Hathaway. And then Mayfield tries to jump Hathaway while Hathaway's waiting to like square up and still bloodies him up. Like, come on. These Islanders, Joe, you're so right. These Islanders are easily going up my hatred rankings.
I know. I can't wait for the Flyers Islanders to be like round 1 playoff opponents in the future because they're kind of on a similar collision course at this rate in their development timelines.
Yeah.
And everybody else is going to be like, yeah, these Islanders do suck. Joe has been right for years, and it's good to have this rivalry going. I was ahead of the curve.
Yeah. But the Flyers showed how to minimize the Islanders, which is take away Matthew Schaefer. Get bodies on him, agitate him, because the Islanders then will focus on paying back the people that hit Schaefer and not as much on playing the puck, playing hockey there. And FanDuel, thanks for sponsoring us there. Matthew Schaefer plus 190 to win the Calder Trophy. Demidov is right there at plus 190 as well, so it could be a good race between those 2.
Do you have like Schaefer's previous odds, like at the beginning of the season before?
I know he started. It was like 20 or 25 to 1 before the
Okay.
season started. So he has come down quite a bit. Which, I mean, he had all the propaganda, all the hype around him as the number one pick. Everyone's saying how good he looks in camp. So he's looked that good. It's just a
Yeah.
matter of if he can keep it up all season long, and if the Islanders can be good enough to warrant him getting votes over like a Demidov or a Snuggerud if he keeps it going for the Blues or someone like that.
Yeah. Um, yeah, this Calder, the Calder this year is kind of stale, but we'll see. We'll see. Maybe by January I'll be like, oh no, this Calder race is heating up. It'll be fun.
Yeah,
Um,
I think Misa got his first goal last night. I forgot who the Sharks were playing. Maybe the Devils. I don't know. But yes, Misa got his first goal. So yeah, maybe we'll see it. I mean, last year Lane Hudson didn't really show up in the race until January, February. So someone else could come out of nowhere there and steal it.
Yep. Cool. NZ Booyam, but to be fair, I looked him up. He has 8 points, I think, in 10 games, but he's also a -8. So just so you know, yeah, he's putting up some points on the board, but holy cow, is he giving them back real
And
quick and
the
real
Wild
easy.
are bad right now. Like I
They're
was very
struggling.
high on them going into the year. Kaprizov, Bouillon, and Gustafsson, but they've all been awful there. And yeah, Demidov has 9 points in 10 games. Then you got Emmett Finney, 8 points in 9 games. A seventh round
My
pick
boy.
there, playing top line minutes for the Red Wings.
Such a cool story. I like the Red Wings are one of the teams that I go out of my way to actually watch because we talked about JJ and Bush. Their broadcast crew is iconic. They are so fun to listen to. And I don't have any bad blood towards the Red Wings because I'm too recent of a fan to remember the Red Wings in the playoffs at
Yeah, I mean,
any
so am
time.
I. I was 5 in '97, so like,
Yeah.
but these
Um,
older fans, yeah.
these older fans. Yeah. Oh, we can't cheer for the Toronto Blue Jays because they beat the Phillies in 93 or whatever it was. I'm like, yeah, sure. Okay,
No,
cool.
I understand that one a bit, but it's Blue Jays Dodgers. You gotta go anti Dodgers.
Yeah, the Dodgers they need to lose.
Yeah.
But no, the Red Wings broadcast crew, they rule. I love listening to
Mhm.
them, and watching Emmett Finney play has been kind of fun.
Nice.
7th round pick, man. Flyers, we got to get Alex Bump up here at some point. He was a 5th round pick, but still.
Well, that brings me to a question I wanted to ask you actually. So now with Luchanko off the roster, who do you think they bring up to either, be that extra guy to bring on road trips? They do have a 5-game homestand coming up, so not going to be or I guess they're in the midst of a 5-game homestand,
Yeah.
so not going on the road for too long. But like, do you think Tony Dick gets the call? Do you think Alex Bump gets the call? Like, I want to see Bump with Zegras and Michkov, and then put Dvorak at 4C. But I like
Wow.
Abels. I like Rubenkin. Like, I don't think either of those guys should come out of the lineup. So I wonder if they do just bring up Gilbert back again, because Tocchet likes having 8 defensemen to have a full extra pair in practice, which makes sense. Like, you don't just have one defenseman not being able to take
Cycling.
part in drills. Yeah. So, and I don't like how Yinning has looked. I like Zamula a lot more than Yinning, and I don't know if he should be sent back down.
Zamula turned it around for now. We'll see. Because we were pretty critical of him early in the season, and he deserved it. He was bad, but it seems like him and Juleson have established something effective.
Yeah.
Why I don't know if they'll call someone up so quickly because they already have Delorier as their 13th forward now, right? So Abels slots in as 4C, and then Delorier is the 13th
Yeah, they
forward,
they
right?
just keep
Yeah,
the lineup they went with for the past few games because Luchenko was scratched. But I do
yeah,
wonder if they call up someone just to because Abel skated in warmups like when he was a healthy scratch last week and Luchenko played. Like,
sure.
in case there is like a late injury or someone's questionable, and you don't want to have to put Delorier in if Michkov is out or if like Tippett's out. Like, you want to have
Mm.
someone who can play up the lineup a bit. So maybe they call up Tony Dick. I think the Phantoms are going on the road though, so yeah, we'll see what happens. They have a back-to-back Saturday, Sunday against the Leafs and the Flames. So,
Dude, the Leafs are they're a mess. They have
mhm.
been real bad.
Mitch Marner's doing just fine down there in Vegas, though.
Sure is. Jack Eichel might win the Heart this year the way that's going.
Yeah.
No, for the Leafs, that 2027 first round pick might not be too shabby. I know it's top 10 protected, but still.
Yeah, I don't think they're not going to be bottom 10, like unless they like win a lottery. But like, yeah, the Leafs could be a lot higher than we thought.
Yeah, and be kind of nice. Maybe we just give it back to them in exchange for Austin Matthews. We'll be tired of being in Toronto, and we'll want to come play here.
Yeah,
he's in year 1 of a 4-year contract, so just 3 more years, and we can make him a Flyer. I think.
Yeah, Oilers are having a rough start too, so maybe McDavid regrets signing up there.
Boy, tell me about that, because McDavid was my first overall pick in the fantasy draft, and he is really underperformed. I'm like, God damn it. My gut was like, I should take Nathan McKinnon, and then I was like, no, I have to take McDavid. And then I was like, well, shit, I should have listened to my gut.
Yeah, he didn't have a goal for a while. Now they're 10 points in 10 games for the Oilers. So Flyers have a better point percentage than Edmonton right now.
How about that?
Yeah. But Zamula, I feel like he just needed time to like learn the system, know what he had to do in certain spots, like get that chemistry going with Juleson, because he played with Drysdale a bit. So knowing that it's him and Juleson, he can play 15, he can play 17 minutes a night and not to worry about playing too much. Juleson is just a guy. He's a guy. He's whatever. But like looking at the defensive pairs, like York Sanheim, 55% expected goals for. Sealer Drysdale, 69. Nice. And then Zamula Juleson, 52. Like these are 3. That's 5-on-5, according to Money Puck there. So yeah, and then the forward lines, you got Forster Cage Brink, 55, connecting Victoria Tippett, 56, Zegras, Dvorak Michkov, 50. And the fourth line is I guess I haven't played enough to have on their minimum 10 minutes, but fourth line's the fourth line. Like they're not gonna, I'm not too worried when they're on the ice in the defensive zone, because Hathaway's out there, Abels is good enough defensively. So
he's got a shot too.
Yeah,
he can rip it, which is fun.
He barely missed the net. I think that was Saturday against the Islanders.
Yeah. Do you think Zamula finishes the season a Flyer?
It's interesting because like when Ristolainen comes back, is Juleson the healthy scratch?
Has to be, right? Handedness.
Because
I mean, Tocchet likes his handedness. He's said before, like, I like having my defensemen playing their correct side, except for Travis Sanheim because he's goated.
Yeah, because Sanheim's better on the right side. I wonder if they split up York Sanheim, and I don't know, because like you're not gonna. Could you do Drysdale? No, Drysdale, Sanheim are both right side. No, that's interesting because
you could do Sanheim Drysdale and have Sanheim on his left. I like that idea. I think that'd be a great pair. But
Sanheim Drysdale, York Risto, and then Zamula Juleson. Oh, they know then Sealer Juleson.
Sealer Juleson or Sealer Zamula. Zamula plays both sides at this point, so it's like you're a third pair defenseman. You have to play both sides.
Yeah, but Zamula's not going to play over Juleson.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah, so I do think Zamula ends the season with the Flyers. I think if they trade somebody, it'll be Risto if he's healthy enough. But yeah, the blue line's looking a lot better than we thought early on in the year. Like one of my big complaints early on was, how did Briere only get Juleson and Gilbert as defense there? But Nick Sealer, I feel like Nick Sealer is one of the most underrated players on the team. Like he just holds his own all 3 zones, even in the offensive zone. He has some good plays with the puck. Like Nick Sealer is a good find there by Chuck Fletcher, one of his few.
And he found him in Minnesota. Like he signed him when he was
went home.
Still GM of the Wild, and then he was like, "Now I'm GM here. I'm going to bring him in." And we all groaned. We were all like, "Oh God, this guy! Who is this guy?" And then he was stuck with Keith Yandel for an entire season, and
the guy
can't really fault Nick Sealer for that one.
No,
but no, he's good. He's got a full NTC this year, and then 2 more years on his contract with no trade protection. So, speaking of defensemen, it looks like Oliver Bonk's going to miss another like 4 to 6 weeks, right? And that's a real drag. Not like he was going to play on the Flyers anyway, but first AHL season and he can't play. That sucks.
Yeah, that's tough because he's not getting going in the AHL. So we'll see when he is healthy enough to play, and then won't be full speed probably till like January, February, and then we'll have a month or two to be like this, to look at and be like, okay, this is what Bonk is. and then it bleeds into next year. Like next year, we were talking Bonk can be in the conversation. Maybe you can trade Risto because you have Bonk. Maybe you can do this other stuff. But I feel like playing it safe, letting the long runway for Bonk be there is good, especially after we saw what happened with Drysdale and Anaheim. What's kind of been going on with Andre back and forth. Like just let Bonk find his game in the AHL. Phantom should be a better team, in these next few years. So it does suck that we didn't really get to see him that much, but still confident in him.
No reason not to slow play it. I mean, I just double checked. Tyson Forster's first full season with the team, he was 22 years old. Like the Flyers clearly are not in a rush to get prospects on the ice with the big club if they don't have to. So, he got like his 8-game tryout at the end of when he was 21 years old or whatever. And hey, we'll see Bonk eventually, but we don't need him right now. And I'd rather him. I'm glad that they're slow playing it. There's no reason to exacerbate an injury for Phantoms. Let him sit. Let him get right.
Yeah. Hockey's the one sport where it's like, oh, we got all these prospects. Let's see how they cut it in the NHL. But it's such a big jump from the AHL to the NHL. Like you see pitchers in baseball and baseball players, all batters as well, like make it to the majors pretty quickly. Like even in their draft year, like in football too, they make a immediate impact. NBA, but like NHL is the one league where it's like, okay, these players need 2 or 3 years to get up to speed. Like even Martone, he's going to be great. He's going to be great at some point, but next season, maybe temper expectations a bit.
Yeah. I mean, part of it too, the NHL drafts children basically.
Yes.
That they're not nearly fully developed. I wonder if they'll ever change that.
I would move the draft back to like 20 or something like that, like exceptional status, like for a few players. But speaking of tempering expectations, we talked about Michkov a bit. Are you worried about Travis Konechny at all? He has that one goal, got the goal against Seattle, 3 assists. He missed another empty net on I think it was Saturday, may have been in Ottawa there. 4 points in 8 games, still very early, but I just wonder about that top line because Tippett's been great. No assists, 5 goals. Couturier's been good, here and there. I just wonder if that's something where they're going to find it eventually, or if they have to split it up, maybe move Dvorak down and move guys around or whatnot.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with TK. Maybe there's like external pressure. He's like, oh, I got to show that I need to make Team Canada. And then like it's manifesting as struggles on the ice. I don't know, but I'm not worried. I'm not worried yet because he's not scoring, but he's not making these just awful glaring mistakes that you would maybe expect. So I don't know. I'll maybe this homestand will help him get right.
His individual expected goals per 60 at 5-on-5 per natural stat trick is .63, which is 4th on the team among regular forwards behind Cates, Dvorak, and Tippett. So he's up there. He's getting his chances. He just needs to finish on them. So, but yeah, he's a veteran. I'm not someone I'm too worried about.
No, definitely not.
He'll be fine.
Yeah. Tippett.
You wanted to glaze Tippett a bit here.
I need to gas him up a bit. I was listening to, I think it was PHLY earlier this week, and I think Bill said something about how Owen Tippett and Austin Matthews are in a similar stat category. And I went back to this article that I wrote last fall, like over a year ago. And I was like, Tippett's going to have a monster 2024-25 season. He did not. In case you forgot, he had a really disappointing 2024-25. But using the data from the All Three Zones project, if you look at some of the charts they have, Owen Tippett was in, like, for certain offensive metrics, he was in fairly elite company. Like his what was it? His shot contributions per 60 and scoring chance contributions per 60 in 2023-24 was in line with like Matt Boldy, Austin Matthews, and Jack Eichel. So, he's an offensive generator. The reason that the box scores don't look good for Tippett is the same reason none of the Flyers have good point totals at the end of the year. And it's because their power play was so bad that nobody was able to rack up the points. If they'd had an effective power play, all of these guys would have had higher scoring totals, because at 5-on-5, they were very clearly, Tippett especially, effective offensive drivers. And I'm just so glad to see that it's finally manifesting itself on the ice as good play from Owen Tippett. 35-goal season incoming. Owen Tippett for Rocket Richard. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, Tippett, 5 goals in 8 games. That's on pace for 51 goals. Like, if he gets 50 goals, that would be insane. But like, even before this season, I was going back and looking at 5-on-5 play, because like you said, the power play has been a huge issue for the Flyers over the past decade plus here. But 5-on-5 goals per 60 from 2022 until the end of last season, Tippett has 1.01. That is right there with Mikko Rantanen. He's actually above Rantanen by decimal points, which is Rick Tocchet said he has shades of Mikko Rantanen in his game there, ahead of Brady Tkachuk, ahead of Sidney Crosby, Jake Gensel, Clayton Keller, Kucherov, Hagel, Meyer, like Raquel, DeBrincat, like Konechny. And then even looking at total points per 60, it's his assists aren't there, but he has a 1.96 above Jonathan Marchessault, Boldy, DeBrincat, Natchez, Giroux, like Stamkos. Like, he's a great 5-on-5 player. And a comment here in the chat: if Tippett scores 50, you trade him because he's never hitting 50 again. Yeah, I think so. But I still think Tippett is the type of player you regret trading. And I think you only trade him if you're getting back like a top pair defenseman for him.
Or a top center.
Center.
Like, I don't think, like, there's no one on this team that I would trade for picks at this point, outside of maybe Ristolainen. Ristolainen's maybe the only guy that I would trade for a quality draft pick. But everyone else, nah. I want players. We talked about it at the top about how if the depth can keep this up all season, and later on, the stars like Konechny and Michkov can find their game again. The goaltending holds. Ristolainen comes back healthy. This is a playoff team that could even maybe do some damage in the playoffs. I don't want to just break that up for draft picks. Like, I better be getting a player back. When they got Jamie Drysdale, that was almost like a trade deadline addition, because they didn't give up anyone on the main roster. Yes, they had to give up Gauthier, but they didn't give up anyone on the main roster, and they brought in a player to fill a position of need. Like, that was a trade deadline ad, even if it on the surface doesn't seem like your typical deadline deal, Yeah. So they got to bring some. If they're going to trade these guys, they got to bring someone in to help.
Yeah, the one guy besides Risto that I would trade for picks, and I think I'm going to be upset if the Flyers don't trade him, is Christian Dvorak, just because he's the type of player that every team is going to want a third line center that can kill penalties, can play on the power play if he has to. Like, the Senators have Lars Eller on their second power play. I forgot he was even still in the league there. So yeah, I think I want them to trade Dvorak, because you can have bump up by that point to fill that wing spot. You can move Obels up. You can put Tony Dick. Like, even if you're in the playoff race, I feel like you can get a second round pick for him, maybe package him with Zamula to get a better thing.
That I would do.
What was that face for? You wouldn't do a second for Dvorak?
No.
You would hold out for a first?
Yeah. Because not only is he a center, he plays wing. He can play any forward position you need.
I just feel like they don't trade for like what did
Scott Lawton brought back a first round pick and Nikita Gabenkin.
Scott Lawton has so many intangibles though.
Dvorak is probably a better player.
Dvorak probably a better player, and I feel like his numbers could be inflated the longer he stays with Zegras and Michkov.
Yeah. I would trade him for a first if they're in the playoff race and Zegras has locked down the center position. I would be willing to trade Dvorak for a first. However, if they're in the playoff race and Zegras is like middling at center and they're still doing this hybrid thing, which will drive me nuts, I would just as soon keep him, because the plan was never to trade him in the first place. Like,
you don't know that. You don't know that.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, that's what they said. That's what they.
Yeah.
I'm just going off what they told us.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just hard to get first round picks in trades. Like the Leafs wanted Scott Laughton, like the hometown boy, to come in and be a locker room guy, but
It's not hard for Danny Briere.
it's not hard for Danny Briere. It's not hard for Danny Briere. But you brought up the Zegras hybrid thing, and that's kind of what I want to touch on here before we close this week's episode out. Is like Zegras is a winger. Call him a winger. You're not playing him at center. He's doing just fine on the wing. I know there were conversations had throughout the social media and whatnot before the year, like, oh, would you rather have Zegras as a center that can have 50, 60 points or a winger that can have 70, 80 points? And like, you think about it, you want that center. You want him to be able to play solid defensively, two-way, responsible, not afraid to have him out there in close games. And I think he's doing that, but he's playing wing. Like he's a winger right now. They're doing the hybrid thing. Charlie had that great article and playing like a third amount of the time, but I don't know if I would even. And I was like, oh, we need Zegras 82 games at center to see if he can hack it. But the more I think about it, like you can just get these guys like Dvorak. You can just bring in some veteran until Nesbitt or whoever is ready. You can have Couturier as a third line center and have Zegras. And it helps that the Flyers don't have left wingers. Like if they have Michkov, Konechny, Tippett, and Brink, who are all right wingers, Martone coming. I know Martone can play left. Tippett's playing left. Forster's playing left.
Forster's playing left, yeah.
Yeah, but like Zegras can be a legit top 6 left winger. I don't know if he can be a second line center.
I feel like they should be playing him more at center because why not? What have you got to lose this year? I'm also wondering, I think at the beginning of the season talk, it said something like, I want Dvorak playing center. And with Luchanko gone, it becomes a lot easier to envision him as the 4C and then just shifting Zegras to the middle. I don't know when they'll do that. The lines right now, as they are working. There's no reason to like rock the boat. But maybe if they have a bad loss or things kind of fall apart, you shuffle it up. You put Dvorak at 4C. You move Zegras to center with Michkov and I don't know.
Gurbenkin
moves up.
You move
Gurbenkin.
Up.
There you go. Grebby. Get Grebby on there.
Or you put
him and Michkov, they seem to have something.
Yeah, or put Gurbenkin with Couturier and Michkov, put Zegras with Konechny and Tippett. Like you can mix things up. Keep the case line together until for now. In the long run, it's probably going to be beneficial to break them up. But yeah, I'm fine having Zegras as a winger. Like as long as Dvorak can hold up, like he's on pace for 21 goals, 21 assists, 41 points. Like that's fine from Dvorak. Like, I mean, that's as long as all these other kind of pace things hold up. Like the Flyers are on pace for 7 or 8 20 goal scorers, and that's not even including Michkov or Konechny in that. But I don't know. I'm fine with it. Dvorak has won 42 of 73 faceoffs. Zegras 15 of 35. Like, yeah, move Dvorak down to 4C. Put him out there for some key faceoffs with Zegras if you have to. But I'm perfectly fine with him being a top tier winger rather than just a okay second line center.
Yeah. Hey, I mean Zegras was 100% in the faceoff circle against the Islanders.
He only took one. 2 for 2.
Yeah, he only took one. But hey, that juices the stats. That bumps things up. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. We'll see how the lineup is once they have a loss or two with Luchanko gone. See how they mix it up. I do want to bring up one more thing. Very happy to see Michkov get an overtime shift against the Islanders, despite getting. I think he was probably benched. He's also been getting shifts on the fourth line after penalty kills. Him and Abels and Gurbenkin after Hathaway kills penalties. So they're trying to get him more shifts, especially on. Right after the penalty kill, the opposing team's best players aren't going to be out there. So I do like him trying to get Michkov going.
Oh, he almost had that breakaway. I feel like he's still kicking himself for missing that one.
Yeah. No, yes. He got the shootout. He got the shootout goal, though, which was the winner, I guess, turned out to be.
Turns out it was.
Yeah.
Way to go, Mike.
Yeah. But yes, let's close this out here with our predictions for the upcoming week. We have 4 home games. We have Tuesday at 6 p.m. Note the time there against the Penguins. Thursday, the Spooktacular against the Nashville Predators at 7. Saturday, Toronto Maple Leafs come to town at 7. I saw Scott Lawton is hoping to practice Friday so he can travel with the team.
Nice.
I think they'll let him travel. He deserves a good ovation. Saturday, and then Sunday, Joel Farabee and Morgan Frost come to town with the Calgary Flames on Sunday night. I believe that's also at 7 o'clock.
Speaking of centers playing wing, I think Frost was playing shotgun to Kadri last night or something.
Yeah, the number one Morgan Frost beat writer was all over that.
Yeah, how about that? Good job, Danny. You got a 2nd-round pick for them. Nicely done.
Yeah.
I also think we should start keeping track of these predictions and see if we're ever anywhere near close to getting them right, because we just make the predictions and they go off into the ether. I feel like we should start keeping track of.
All right, I'm gonna throw them in the show sheet, and we can do it. We can go back to them. We won't delete them then. We got Leafs. Oh, we got Pittsburgh. What do you think for Penguins tomorrow?
I mean, it is a home game. Penguins have looked good to start the year too. What the hell? It's weird.
Penguins do play tonight, so it'll be the back-to-back for Pittsburgh.
True. I think the Flyers are going to get this one. I think Sean Couturier, there's enough bad blood from his early days in the NHL that he's going to get this team. Like, guys, we got to kick their ass. So let's go 4-1 Flyers win. And I think, do you think Vladar or Eriksson gets the start?
Give Vladar the start against the Penguins. You can't have Eriksson in there for the rivalry game. I don't think.
Yeah. All right. How about you?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a big. I think there's plenty of bad blood. They had the home and home late last season, February. They had a big win at home. The game in Pittsburgh was back and forth, lost that one in overtime. So,
yep.
Yeah, I'll go with a 4-2 win. 4-2 win for the Flyers there. I think Pittsburgh can get a few. Ricard Raquel is out for quite a few weeks.
He is hand surgery, I think they said.
But their second line, Malkin, Brazeau, and Anthony Mantha, just three big bodies out there, have been absolutely bruising.
Yeah. Who knew? Off-season stud Justin Brazeau would revitalize the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Kyle Dubas is a genius, I guess.
He must be. Boy genius. All right. Thursday you said was
Thursday is the Predators. Predators. They've been up and down to start the year.
Yeah. I think
I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the 3-2 overtime win.
I'm thinking
Michkov overtime winner.
I'm thinking 3-2 overtime loss.
Ooh. Okay. And then we have the Leafs on Saturday. What do you think about that?
Boy, if Stolarz gets the start, they're winning that game. If it's not Stolarz,
it has to be Stolarz. Like, I think Joseph Wall's still away from the team and whatnot.
Oh no, I think he's expected back this week.
Oh, is he?
I think.
I saw they called up Hildeby.
Oh, maybe
back of practice today. Joseph Wall was okay.
Yeah. If it's Stolarz, the Leafs are winning 6-2. If it's not Stolarz, I think the Flyers get it 4-3.
All right.
Regulation.
I'm gonna go 4-2 Leafs.
No, boo.
I know. And then Calgary on Sunday.
Wait. For the Leafs game, I'm also booking a Domi Hathaway. No, Domi Grabenkin fight. Let's get that going again.
That's good. I got that down there. Then Calgary. Is Calgary also on a back-to-back? I hope. It would be fair, pretty unfair if they weren't. They are in Nashville on Saturday at 3:30, then Philadelphia on Sunday. It's really if we get Dustin Wolf, it's going to be a close game. If not, Dan Vladar revenge game against the
Dan Vladar the revenge game. Ooh. Also, Dustin Wolf has not been good to start the year.
Dustin Wolf's been good. The Flames just haven't. No, he had. No, you're right. He hasn't either. His goal safe above expected has been pretty shit.
Yeah.
He
has
minus 5.
886 save percentage and a 261 record. So I don't know. I think the Flyers get that one pretty handily. And I think they do it big time because they like Vladar and they get him the revenge game 6-1.
Ooh,
no, 6-2. 6-2 Flyers.
6-2. Yeah, I got 4-1 Flyers in that one.
Because I forgot Frost and Farabee each have to score a goal.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Maybe Frost and Farabee will do like a Michigan alley-oop pass or something. Just to like dunk on the Flyers and dunk on John Tortorella at the same time.
And dunk on Zegras and Michkov, who still can't land that with the Flyers. Yeah. How about you? What do you think for the Flames?
I got a 4-1 Flyers 4-1? Win there in a boring low event back-to-back for both teams game.
Yeah, and 2 of those goals are empty netters or something like.
Yeah, something. Yeah, it's like 1-1. It's 1-1 through 2 periods, like scoreless after 1, just something dumb like that. Yeah. Then the Flyers are off on Monday. Then they hit the road on Tuesday. So we will be back if all things are well. Next Monday, probably 3:00. Probably live there again on the Browser Hockey YouTube. So make sure you subscribe there. I was thinking about it, like Frost and Farabee definitely get a video because they were both first-round picks. But I feel like if they were on different teams, Farabee would get a good ovation, and Frost wouldn't as much. But together, it'll just be an ovation.
Yeah. Oh boy, I'm sure that Joel will be staying at the Mojo Dojo Casa house.
I hope so. I don't know if he'll have time. It's a back-to-back. They may have to leave right after. Who knows?
I wonder what he's doing with that house. I wonder if one of the other guys. I think we need the answers. We need to find out.
I thought someone else rented it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We'll have to ask the journalists. Will have to ask the hard-hitting questions of Bill Farabee. Who's got your house now?
Yeah, that is a hard-hitting question there. I was going to say something else. Maybe it'll come to me, but yeah. Well, I'm thinking of that. Make sure you check out BrawlStreetHockey.com, read and subscribe there. The YouTube, the Apple Podcast, Spotify. We appreciate all of the love there. And Joe, where can people find you on the socials?
You can find me on Blue Sky at jfdmarini.bsky.social. Thank you. Gilbs, where can they find you?
Yeah, go find me on Blue Sky at ryangilbert.bsky.socials. Also on the Broad Street Hockey Instagram. Check us out over there. I've been doing some shit posting over there, along with Jacob Russell, doing some good stuff there.
Good stuff. It is good stuff. Yeah. Always gives me a chuckle.
Yeah. All right. Once again, thanks to FanDuel for sponsoring us here. And until next time, thanks for watching.
Go Flyers.